Support for my theory that everything started in 1990 or even 89, all the takedown. See, you know, Vivian Lee, I remember reading a little bit about her, who is in Gone with the Wind. She and Laurence Olivier were never rich people. They were always hustling for money, whether it's a stage or whatever. See, what happened was actors up until the late 80s, they made money, they were rich, but it was musicians that made a little bit more. But in the 90s, then all of a sudden they started becoming multi-gazillionaires. Like, we had movies that were fronted by people like Julia Roberts, like they were in the $12 million per movie club. And then it just got worse from there, and everybody was just sort of stunned. Nobody knew who to complain to. Like, where do we complain to when it's hopeless? For instance, and everybody has had that experience where you don't know where to run because, like, even in that Fifth Estate about that guy who is the billionaire predator, they tried to bribe the investigators who were hired by his ex-wife. Him and his partner, they thought they did the right thing by turning down $300,000 each by reporting it to the police. And what did the police do? They went and harassed the young teenage girls that were innocent in this thing, instead of actually going for because they're afraid. So the whole system is corrupt. The money isn't going into the right hands. And again, where do they get all this money? Because if you talk to any American person and you were to roll off, say, 5 TV shows that you had liked at that time, or even they'll be like, I bet you half of those TV shows, they'd be like, oh yeah, they'll sort of have heard of it, but they don't watch it religiously like we did. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I heard of that. So when you have a country like America where people have got a life, they had a life, not like us Canadians who didn't have much of a life, so we globbed onto whatever was on TV. But in America, they'd be like, oh yeah, I heard of that. Yeah. No, I never seen it, but I heard of it. Yeah, sure. What would you like to say about him? And it's like, you mean you haven't heard of this or that? So if everybody in America is like this, where they're not watching every fucking thing, they're not spectating every minute of their lives. So where are all these actors and musicians, like you know who, the bad ones? Where are they getting that money? Where are they getting their billions of dollars? Well, who was the country that was opened up to the public market even after Tiananmen Square and even after the 97 handover by the British? Who built the Three Gorges Dam and took them off their bicycles when they're just trying to be the people that they are? And who said, well, you're going to make money, but it's a market both ways. Now you can buy our shit. I went to Hong Kong, and I turned on the television in the hotel, and oh my God, they got the worst of the American TV shows. The worst. Don't worry. They think you're idiots, because all they know about America is like Jerry Springer and maybe a few like those shitty 90s decades. You're doomed. You're doomed, people. All the way around. You're not spreading the best. You're spreading the worst. I don't know who would even think about poisoning everybody this way. Who would even shit their own nest the way they have? Even Living Color, what am I looking at here? This went wrong here.